Hey everybody, this is Chris from Highland CCG. We've got a baseball mail day video for you, so stay tuned. Hey folks, this is Chris, Highland CCG. Got an exciting Yankee here. This is a big one for me, so very happy to share it with you. So let's take a look. Alright, we have the 1958 Roger Maris, which is his rookie card. It's his only rookie card. And I have it in a PSA 6.5. I think it's a very nice looking card. I would say the centering is very good. Little skewed up, but colors are great. I'm hoping you can see that. It's not too much glare. Yeah, it looks great. Corners look sharp. I think it's a great looking card. Happy to have it in a 6.5 for sure. 1958 Topps. Let's talk about the cards themselves for a second. Yeah, it's a big set, 494 cards. It's numbered to 495, but card 145 was actually never issued. And the other big rookie card in this set would be Orlando Cepeda. And I like the card. I think it's a nice simple design. You have like the color in the back. You have the name up here. You've got the team down here with its position, little logo. I think it's a very clean looking card. I like the design of it. I think a lot of people like the 59s more, but I don't know. I think 58's a nice looking set. I guess to call out, there are these yellow variants. So I think either the name or the team might appear as yellow for about 30 cards in the set. So that makes those highly desirable as opposed to the white versions, which is what you typically see. Some of the yellow variants that go for big money would be like Hank Aaron, Roberto Clemente, or Al Kaline. Ted Williams is the #1 card, and as most collectors know, #1 is usually pretty tough because kids would stack them in order. #1 would be on top, and whatever, it would get the brunt of whatever was happening, whether it's a rubber band or dirt or whatever. So getting the Ted Williams in good condition is a little tough. So now we'll talk about Roger Maris. Maris was a right fielder. He played 12 seasons in the MLB. He played in the minors from 53 to 56, and he made his debut for the Cleveland Indians in 57. And then partway through the 1958 season, he was traded to the Athletics from Kansas City at the time. And then after the 59 season, he was traded to the Yankees. He was AL All-Star in 1959, 60, 61, and 62. He was an AL MVP in 1960 and 61. And in 60, he also won the Golden Glove. He appeared in 7 World Series, winning 2 with the Yankees and 1 with the Cardinals. The Yankees would have been 61 and 62. The Cardinals would have been 67. Obviously most famous for hitting 61 home runs in 1961. Breaking Babe Ruth's single-season home run record. At the time, there was controversy about because of the number of games. So basically in 61, the American League switched from 154 games to 162, I believe. That was due to the number of teams expanding. So they had 8 teams, and then they expanded to 10. So then they increased the number of games so that they could have a more balanced season. And so people were saying, oh, well, it's not legitimate because he hit 61 on the 162nd game, but Babe Ruth did 60 and 154, so, but eventually people stopped caring about that. And I certainly don't. Yeah, and then he held on to that record until 98 with Mark McGwire. I think he hit 70 that season. Obviously, controversy around that as well, as you know, the performance-enhancing drugs are likely to have helped him get there. He also held on to the AL record for a lot longer. So in 2022, Aaron Judge hit 62. So that broke that record, but that's a good long stretch from 61 to 22. And then we'll go into more detail. So Maris was born in Minnesota, Hibbing, Minnesota in 1934. His family moved to North Dakota in 1938. Another interesting fact is his name was originally Maris, M-A-R-A-S, but his father changed it in the 50s to Maris, M-A-R-I-S. I'm not sure why. They're Croatian descent. Roger had an older brother, Rudolph, who is the one who kind of forced Roger into playing baseball, which he didn't enjoy, and actually his brother had to keep forcing him to play until eventually he started to enjoy it. In high school he played for his high school team. He also played for his high school football team. In football he broke another record, which I believe is still active, which is he had in a single game he had 4 return touchdowns. So 2 kickoff returns, a punt return, and an interception return. So that's pretty darn impressive. And he also scored another touchdown, which is not part of the record. But so 5 touchdowns in the game, 4 of which were returns, which is still a national record at the high school level. And then, like I said, he played in the minors for the Indians, 53 to 56. And in those 4 seasons, he batted a combined .303 with 78 home runs. In the 1957 season, playing for the Indians, his first home run was a grand slam. Not too bad to get started against the Tigers. And he finished that season with 14 home runs. In 58, he played 51 games with the Indians, and then he got traded to the Athletics, for whom he played 99 games. Then in 1959, at the end of the season, he was traded in a 7-player deal to the Yankees. So 1960 would have been his first season with the Yankees. His first game, he hit a single, a double, and 2 home runs. And that year, he led the league in slugging percentage, .581. He led the league in RBIs with 112. He hit 39 home runs and had a .283 batting average. He was the MVP for the American League, and he won the Gold Glove. The Yankees went on to win the pennant that year, but they lost to the Pirates in Game 7 in the World Series. In 1961, like I mentioned, the AL expanded. They increased the number of games. National League did the exact same thing the following year. And the Yankees were on fire that season. All the Yankees were doing great. And Roger Maris and Mickey Mantle were both on pace to challenge Babe Ruth's record, which was pretty remarkable. But yeah, they were even roommates that season. But unfortunately, Mantle, later in the season, he developed a hip infection and he had to be hospitalized, so he was out of the running. And Maris kept going. By game 154, he was at 59 home runs. He was getting death threats and had to have a New York City police detective assigned to him to watch over him, protect him, which is pretty sad. Yeah, in his last game of the season, he hit number 61 against the Boston Red Sox, which makes it even cooler. Again, he won MVP that year, was an AL All-Star. 62, he was again an All-Star. And then the rest of this time with the Yankees was just kind of a lot of injuries. He did pretty well in 64, but like 63, 65, and 66 were just a lot of injuries, especially in his hand. He had like a broken bone in there that they didn't diagnose properly, and he had a chipped bone. So dealing with a lot of stuff those last few years, and then he was traded to the Cardinals for the 67 and 68 seasons. But he definitely finished strong. In 67 with the Cardinals, went on to win the World Series with that team. In that series, he batted .385 with a home run and 7 RBIs, which was his strongest showing in a World Series out of the 7 that he played in. So yeah, glad that he was able to finish strong in his career. And after baseball, he and his brother owned a Budweiser distributor down in Florida. So the owner of the Cardinals was one of the Bush family from the Anheuser-Busch empire, and he helped Roger set that up. He also coached high school baseball in his town down in Florida. In 1984, the Yankees retired his number 9. Then unfortunately, a year before that, in 83, he was diagnosed with lymphoma, and then he started this charity golf tournament to raise money for cancer research, but passed away in 1985. Something that really bothers me is that he's not in the Hall of Fame. And I think there are some outfielders who have very similar stats without, the remarkable 61 home runs attached to, them, but they're in there. Not going to start a fight with some argument, but 2 MVPs, 4-time All-Star, home run record. Yeah, I don't know. It kind of puzzles me why he's not in there. But he does have a commemorative stamp. In 1999, the U.S. Post Office released a commemorative stamp, and that's even rarer than being in the Hall of Fame, right? I think there's 30 baseball players who have a stamp, so he's got that going for him. Yeah, this marks the end of my Maris run. It's the first card in the run, and it is the last card I needed, so that's awesome. And I thought I would just go through quickly what I have on the run. So we've got the 1958 Topps in 6.5. Got the 1959 in a 6. That's when he was with Kansas City. Got his first Yankee card, the 1960 in a 6. Got the 61 in a 6. 62 in a 5. Got the 63 in a 7. Other than his completely beleaguered face, it's a beautiful looking card. We've got the 64 in a 6. 65 in a 7. 66 in a 5. 67. I think I've talked about this before, but he's actually in his Yankee uniform here. He was traded to the Cardinals, but they didn't have a picture of him in the Cardinals uniform, so they used this one. And you just can't see the Yankee logo because of the way the hat is tilted, but he's wearing the pinstripes. So that's really cool in a 7. And I've got the 68 in a 7. So that's the last card. And then this is just an extra one, which is the MVP card in the 61 set. Very, very cool. Very happy to add a Roger Maris rookie card. I never thought I would own a Roger Maris rookie card. How cool is that? And it's a nice looking copy. So thank you for taking a look. I finally got to do a proper Roger Maris bio. So I'm happy to have crossed that off the list. That's the end of this collection. It is complete. Oh, very cool, very exciting. Thank you for joining me. Hope you have a great rest of your day. Hope tomorrow's even better. And I will talk to you soon. Bye.